This is Global Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
Carpenter.
an incarcerated individual at the California Institution in California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Spider, what's going on, my brother?
What it do, brother Carpenter?
Man, everything's good. How's your week been going?
It's been beautiful. It's been blessed. That's all I remind myself of every day. Gratitude is the attitude, Jeter. How about yours, man? Seem like we two, because one week you kind of was off schedule. The next week it was me, and now so we like missed 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah, we've been missing 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, so I don't want to do no whole bunch of. There you go. Go ahead. That's what I was gonna do. Go ahead and get right into it. I was saying I didn't want to get caught up on a whole bunch of.
Last episode we talked about what we would tell ourselves if we could go back and talk to ourselves, the younger version of ourselves. But before we get started on that, I want to give a couple of shouts out. I want to shout out my cousin Darren Kevin from Harlem 30s, my boy Charlie Mack from Central Florida, Charles Harris, Casey King from Southside Compton, and finally, all the lifers that are still in here who have been enduring hardships year after year. Our day is coming.
That's right. So, your name.
What I want to do first.
I gotta add Lil Flux from Six Deuce, Charlie Mack, Lil Charles from 9-7, two lifers, and Big Spider and Lil Spider from 9-7. Just on that lifer thing right now. Go ahead though.
Absolutely. So before we get started, I want to whet the listeners' appetite for what we're about to talk about. I got a piece called Never Repeat It Again. It was written in Corcoran State Prison, December 4th, 2022. And now, everything in this piece is a true story. And so after I finish this, I'm going to pass the mic to you because I remember last episode you said you wanted to share your story.
I only wanted a brief. I had a version of that, but then I've had 2 weeks to think about whether or not I want to utilize this time to make it about me, and I would rather not. Go ahead, do your thing.
Okay. Never repeat it again. Young man, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
Let me tell you what you're about to do before you take a step in it. You're going to be great, but I hate to bust your bubble. Before you achieve greatness, you're going to get into a lot of trouble. Don't look at me all dumbfounded. Saying you're about to go through will change your life and ultimately keep you grounded. Right now, you don't want to listen to counsel and you're doing your heart's desire. You'll soon learn the hard way that you get burned when you play with fire. In the meantime, you'll shed plenty of tears. You'll be in and out of that revolving door for over 40 years. You're young right now, so you don't understand. But I'm the older version of you, so I know your plan. I see you spend a lot of time hanging with the fellas. Too bad your mind's eye can't see that you'll be betrayed by one of them because he's spiteful and he's jealous. Watch who you hang with is often what they tell us. By the way, very soon you'll be doing time in a place called Fred C. Nellis. You'll return to the start of the cocaine epidemic. You'll then fall victim to things that are racial and systemic. Eventually, that gorilla called crack cocaine will jump on your back. A dirty test and another crime will take you off track. 3 years later, you'll be released from behind the bricks, still hanging with the homies and right back in the mix, slinging dope and trying to do your best. But your continuous criminal activity will earn you a cell in YTS. Unwilling to change because you think you're the boss, eventually you realize that crime don't pay its cost. Continuously stands, you'll learn about the death of a lot of your friends. You know, the ones you've known since elementary, your fate will be a little different. You'll be serving life in the state penitentiary. While you're doing hard time, you get to the point where you start to draw the line. Then the moment will come when you decide that your life is crime is over. You stop doing your own will and fall upon the name Jehovah. You start to listen to counsel because you've learned from your mistakes. Sometimes in life, going through struggles and hardships is often what it takes. Now your experience has become your best teacher. And now you know there's only a few you can call a friend. If there's one thing we've learned from the past, it's never repeated again.
That's deep, bro. That's deep. I
Listen,
gotta give
man.
you props. The way you can talk to yourself like that, your younger self. That was hard. I'm glad. I don't want to have no parts in that. How long ago did
Yes,
you
sir.
write that?
So I wrote this back in December 4th, 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a true story. Everything in that story actually happened, and that's what I lived through.
That's how it came
So,
across. It came across like more of a testimony than a poem. But go ahead.
yeah, so everything I said was true, man. And now looking back, knowing what I know now, I made a lot of critical mistakes along the way.
So many of us
So
do.
I was able to, yeah, so I was able to paint that picture for other people in hopes that they can learn from my experiences and not have to go through all the hardship and pain that I put myself through.
So you consider
It's a
that?
big part of my
Go ahead. I didn't know. I thought
problem.
no, I was going. I thought you was breaking with a thought. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I was saying a big part of one of the main problems that I had was my association.
Mm. Associate.
Negative
So
association.
do you consider association and affiliation the same thing, or do you think association is beyond affiliation?
I think association and affiliation are synonyms, meaning they're
Same.
different words meaning the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anytime that I associate with whoever I'm associated with, whether it be positive or negative, I'm going to pick up those traits eventually.
Right. Mm.
So I happen to align myself with the gang culture. And while I was involved in that gang culture, everything that we were doing, everything that they were doing, I thought it was acceptable. I had these warped beliefs at the time that whatever we were engaging in, it was okay.
Mm. I mean,
But
eh,
as an adult,
so
uh
why is that no longer your thought process? If because I have some theories. If people agree to engage in a dynamic where we're risking harm one to the other, why is it illegal or morally wrong, or is it, or should it be any more illegal or morally wrong than people getting in a UFC cage and beating on on one another to a degree that you could not do a stranger? There's no way you could walk up to a stranger and punch on him and plummet him like these guys get done in the cage. You have to agree to it. So, do you think there's like an oversight of the fact that the majority of the participation are between people who agree to do this one to the other? Do you think that gets overlooked? Sometimes I do.
yes, I believe that. I believe that because it's a double standard.
Mm-hmm.
The United States of America sets the standards for what's right or wrong.
Because
So I was just watching.
we don't have a culture that we don't come from a culture of victimizing innocent people, non-affiliates. That's what I'm trying to say. The majority of people that get victimized by people from the gang culture are
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
other people from the gang culture that willingly participated. But yeah, go ahead, Chris. Yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
Yes, I was watching last night. I was watching a documentary called Presidents of War,
Mm,
and it featured how former President Kennedy was in the military, Nixon and Ronald Reagan, and I forget the fourth one, right?
mm,
They were in the military, and basically, in my eyes, the military is nothing but a sanctioned gang.
right.
right? Because, you know, if the government sanctions this activity, it's okay.
Right.
But if we do the same thing without their sanction, it's a crime.
Right.
So they label Crip and Bloods as terrorists. But if you go over into another country and kill in the interest of this country, then you come back and get a hero's welcome.
Right.
And then they rose from the military to the rank of president. And so they're looked at through a lens of honor. But when we do the same thing, we're terrorists and we're antisocial and we don't need to be in the community.
Right.
However, going back to association, I believe that the people that you associate with, if you associate with successful people, you'll become successful. Now, I'm not saying that there are not any successful people in the gang culture, because there are countless people that have participated in gang activity and they were savvy enough to parlay their illegal activity into something legitimate.
Right. I just you may right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Right. No, go ahead.
For me, I was hanging around with people. I was hanging around with the type of people that weren't at that level yet, and I picked up bad traits, and it cost me. So
I can relate. That's all I can say. I can relate.
yeah, so when we go back and dissect, just like he talked about, I fell victim to the cocaine love, you know, in 1985. So
And
I
how
was
old?
a 15-year-old kid smoking cocaine.
Wow. God damn. And how wait, okay.
Fresh out of California.
So I grew up in South Central Compton like you, bro. And I understand the elements, the dynamics, the age. I know very few people, you know, with this new, with this with the G and all that, Pookie, I see a lot younger. But for that cocaine, the young people getting involved was not really a thing. How did you get caught up so long ago, so young? Not selling it, but smoking it.
Well, I got caught up because I was juvenile delinquent to start off. So I was in the streets at a young age, very young age, 9 to 10 years old. So like in 1983, before I went to Camp Scott, the cocaine epidemic wasn't in full bloom. I was just getting a glimpse of rock cocaine. And at that time, everybody was experimenting with smoking Primo. Well, not everybody, but
Right.
the people that I was associated with, some of them were smoking Primo.
Primos is a cool thing. Yeah,
Yeah. When I got out of YA in '85, the cocaine epidemic was in full bloom. So I was still, you know, messing around smoking Primos and trying to sell dope, but I really didn't know how to sell dope because everything was brand new to me. You know, I was in that little time capsule of incarceration. So I was just thrown into a world that I really didn't know anything about.
but no, what made you hit that? What made you? Okay, you say it started with the Primos and then it just evolved into whatever else it could be.
Yeah. A woman enticed me to start hitting the pipe.
Man, that's the story. That's the story of so many from that generation, man. Until next week, man. Blessings abundant, free all the real. I appreciate you. It's the anatomy of an urban soldier. Black box locked up with my boy Charles Carpenter, man. We do it once a week right here. I'm honored to host it. He's 24 years into a life sentence, man. He's a positive ray of light for the universe at this point. However, they tried to snuff his life out, man, and he's not allowing that to happen. We appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Next week.
I'll talk.
Bet.
Crips out the cage. Keyway, keyway. Free the Crips out the cage. Keyway, keyway. Free the Crips out the cage. Keyway. Free the Crips out the cage. Keyway, keyway. Free the Crips out the cage.
With Nip Hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.